Sometimes email is appropriate, sometimes not so much. Generally, for informal messages, email is okay, and for multiple recipients when you want to reach out and get to them fairly quickly. You use email also as the announcement that there's an attachment. There's a long attachment or some other important document attached to this email that says X, Y, and Z. Do not do this, do not do this, do not do this. This is what I got in an email from a team that was submitting their weekly update for their project. I have multiple teams. This subject line, weekly update, told me nothing. I had no idea who it was from. And on top of that, there was no content in the email. All that was posted was the attachment. Chances are, in the real world, this would get deleted. I don't open attachments when there's no email content explaining what the attachment is. And even when you're following up, when someone says, could you please attach to an email this document? When you write that email replying to them with the attachment, tell them in the subject line, attachment you requested, and then a short email. When you're replying to emails, make sure that you stay on point. If the subject changes, change the subject line. Use bulleted points and boldface where necessary. Change the color of your font so people know, especially when it's a group of people in the email string, who's saying what. These are things that can become a problem. Don't respond when you're angry. Watch who you're addressing the email to, because that auto enter will get you many, many times. Always remember a subject line. Personalize your messages. Yes, it's something you should do. I think it's always good practice to say, hello again, Joe, in that second reply. Sometimes serious things are said in a joke, and sometimes your audience receiving the email won't get the joke. Always check for spelling and grammar as usual. Don't hit your send button too quickly, and make sure those addresses again are correct. And we can't expect immediate responses. Instant messaging and texting is the norm today for many businesses. Some do, some don't. Just a few years ago, no businesses instant messaged and texted. How many of you, and I see your hands raising, call out sick by texting? How many bosses get back to you by text? When instant messaging and texting in your professional life, your organization may have a policy. Follow that policy. Keep sensitive information out of messages and texts. Also, obviously, don't make a joke that could be viewed as harassment or discrimination. Don't link to anything, because that can also cause a problem. And definitely watch the reputation of your organization. Finally, as we look at these best practices for instant messaging and texting, you do need to care about correctness. And it's difficult because you're typing very quickly on your device. So proofread before you hit send. Your social media profile is extremely important today. It's one way HR departments take a look at you before you even get in the door to get your first paycheck. So make sure you watch what you're posting, when you're posting it, how often you're posting it, and try to keep that solo cup out of your hand when photos are taken. When you're at work, it's probably a good idea to stay off social media and your personal emails, and abide by your company's policies as well. When you are at the workplace and you're using social media on your personal sites, that information, if you're using that company computer, is going to be recorded on their servers. So be careful about that. That's an overview of digital media in the workplace and messaging. Do take a look at many of the issues that we didn't get a chance to go through in this PowerPoint lecture, and take a look at the complete set of PowerPoint slides. There's more than 50 of them, so it'll take you a while. Very important information that will affect the rest of your career.